just talk about the teams, but I know you're looking forward to that Rangers game.
No, for me, I want to see the
Gombe United.
Gombe United game at the Pantami Stadium. Remo, if they have asked to, predict if they will remember, if they will be where they are presently, top of the league, nobody would have seen this coming. But they have a coach who is tested, who won the cup with Rangers International. That was after Rangers won the league in 2016. And so for them, they've been able to put together a team that is playing very well. Ageless Dayo in the center of everything good happening for that team. Right? You can see the youth in that team really coming up. And so against Gombe United at the Pantami Stadium, one thing that Remo have done that I really commend them lately is that some of those far distances they fly. He goes there looking refreshed. And I mean, the results are there to show. They went unbeaten against Rangers, went unbeaten against Canopilas, against Dakar that they didn't, all of their away games. So it will be interesting to see what's it called? Gombe United will offer that one. And for MFM, I liked what I saw about MFM against Aqua United at the weekend when they hosted Aqua United in Lagos. This was a team that lost like 5 games on the bounce. At home, we thought Aqua was going to overrun them, but they held their own under a new coach, Coach Bambushi, under a new coach. And the coach said, look, I just had 2 days to work with these guys, and they came up with the goods. Hopefully, when I have enough time to work with them, so they go to a team that's blowing hot and cold. That's Louis Stars, like you mentioned, coached by Lord Dombrayi. I will see how they come out. MFM is a Lagos team, so top spot. For Rangers game in Nnewi, Rangers have not been able to, in the last 3 games in Nnewi, somehow they've lost and they drawn at home. They drew Remo at home, they lost to Plateau United. So getting a win is something that is very scarce for Rangers in Nnewi. And so we'll see against Animama Makakabo, a coach that each time he plays Rangers, somehow he knows the numbers. He won the league with Rangers, so you expect that kind of argument. So that's one I also really want to do. Shooting Stars, hey, what can you say about this team? The winning new general manager, Dimeji Lawal. They continue their home run. That setback at Remo, a lot have been said about it, but the Southwest, that it's in the years ahead, if both teams remain in the Premier League, talking about Remo and Shooting Stars, it's going to be a big battle. I like to see that kind of rivalry, that kind of derby. It's something that brings life to the league, brings people together, get people talking. I really want to see that kind of game again. So Shooting, they'll leave their own, go back and at home. Hopefully they will get the result. But you can see a team that have turned the corner and they're getting the result.
Interesting. I mean, I'm still looking at Remo Stars, 11 games, 23 points, and I mean, they're yet to lose this season. I think they're the only team left now that are yet to lose. Rivers United lost theirs. But will this be the weekend for them, for that unbeaten run to be over? Will this be the weekend for you?
Well, I hope not. I hope not. One thing they have is the experience of Gbenga Ogunbote, a coach that has, I mean, when it comes to the league, there are only very few clubs that you say he has not been to. He's been to almost all of the grounds where football is played in this country. And so he knows his honor as a coach. He knows what he wants. And the way he sets up his team is something that you just have to commend. And somehow, it's like glove to hands. He has really found his. We are like Remo with John go so much. No. But these guys are proving to us that they are fighters. They are in this league for something, and we'll see how it pans out. Pantami is a difficult place to visit. Not too many clubs go. In Gombe, it's a difficult place to visit after all of the travel. I did my youth service in Bauchi. I know it's quite a distance from Bauchi to Gombe, so it tells you how long these guys travel for this kind of games. It's a difficult place to go to. So we'll see how it goes. For Gombe United, it's crucial for them to get the wins at home. And for every team in for every team in the NPFL, and so it just sets up what promises to be a very, very interesting game.
Indeed, Alfred. Alfred, let's talk about surprise package from last season, Kwara United, I see them sit 5th on the log with 18 points. It seems they continued where they stopped.
They did. Kwara United is one team that didn't lose a lot of their players. Indeed, they strengthened and they did well. Remember, Junior Lukusa joined. Joined them. They found strength. And when a team moves from one season to the other with the same technical crew, the same set of players that you call the key players in the team, they are always very, very difficult to beat. They might not start well, and so but at crucial times they get the results. For Kwara United, I think they played well. They got some crucial results. That result against Aqua United in Uyo is one that personally I didn't expect. I thought Aqua United was going to revert. They proved that they can really travel well and play well, and so it's good. But one team that is really they need to turn the corner is Aqua United.
Yes.
I spoke to the coach. His name now. And when they visited MFM, it's like they create so much chances. Yeah. Chances were falling for them. Seth Mai had like 2 or 3 chances to bury MFM, but somehow he lost the best of the chance of that game fell for Aqua United, and the guy the goalkeeper and the ball hit the upright, and so they're creating chances. But except for them, the problem has always been converting those chances. Yeah. This weekend they have an opportunity against Heartland, a team that has, when it comes to struggle, to might struggle this season. Against Gombe United, they forced Gombe United last week, this week to a draw. Yes. Yeah, they forced them to a draw at home. Yes. I don't know what the result will be in Uyo.
I tell you, my Uyo brothers, if Aqua United don't beat Heartland that is sitting at the bottom of the log with 7 points,
they don't have business playing again. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I don't know. Have you heard any updates from Heartland? I mean, have they been paid? Because last thing we heard was that money has been released, and I don't know, some players were paid according to the story, but we haven't really heard so much.
Well, approval will come. Whether it will get, until you can't, in this climate, it's not easy for players to say, okay, we've been paid like for 6-7 months. You don't hear that kind of story. Well, what you hear is the player calling you that we've not been on that day here, we've not been playing for X, Y. When the money will come, you won't say so anything. Those kind of those kind of stories you won't get to hear. But I think they've kind of been something has happened in that. Yes, something has happened in that camp, and the result. Maybe in the past that Gombe game they would have lost that game. Yes. But they fought back to draw that game. Was perhaps maybe they turned the corner and they're ready to go all out against Aqua United this weekend.
All right. Wishing Aqua United all the best to see if they can turn the corner, as you mentioned, because they're not playing like champions at all. Yes, some of their players left, but no matter what, I mean, they're champions, and with a boost that the state governor actually gave them when the league was about to start. I mean, you should expect Aqua United to be firing from all cylinders, but it's not happening. All right, let's leave Nigeria Professional Football League and quickly talk about the most important league in Nigeria. I mean, people have been talking about this is the league to really watch simply because of what has been happening. Now, let's just set the tone with this. I mean, Shea Akinwumi, NFF First Vice President, when he was talking about, when he was speaking during the launch of Ben Insurance, that 50 million deal kit sponsorship that they got from a bank, he mentioned the fact that, look, this is the league to watch this season, not even NPFL.
Here on behalf of the NFF, to assure you that nobody will be a cog in the wheel of progress as far as club football is concerned this season. We will do our utmost to ensure that we look over the NNL, who are being run by a separate body, but subordinates to the NFF. We will ensure that we keep them on their toes, and we will do all we can. Indeed, it appears that this next season is going to be a season where it is the NNL that people are watching, because it seems that that's where all the right things are being done these days. I was at another event where professionalism is at the core, and I must thank the Deputy Governor in particular, because the football terrain is a tough terrain, and he has braved it and come out on the other side successful.
Football terrain is really hard in Nigeria, especially when you go to the Nigerian National League. Yes, Alfred, I mean, you heard from Shea Akiwumi talking about how everyone will be watching, because what some of the clubs are doing, the professionalism they've, ascribed to. We've seen what Van Dresser is doing. We've seen what Ben Insurance, what they're doing. We've seen what other clubs are doing, and even Sporting Lagos FC, they're coming up. Ikorodu FC, I mean, they are all coming up, and you can see, the vibe, the celebrations around the second division. You don't even have that in NPFL. Professionalism is there, but officiating should be something should be wary of.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Yeah, okay. We've talked about all of the things that clubs are doing. Yeah, we can do all of this before the season starts. But we know what happens when it is time to really play for those who will go on relegation and those who are likely to win the league. Last season, I hope it doesn't repeat itself this season. There are certain clubs that got like 4 or 5 games, boardroom points, 3.3 goals. These are things that should not happen in the first place. I mean, if there are disputes or things that happen around I don't expect. For me, I'm just talking about the drawbacks that we don't want to see. But aside from that, I think the NNL is going to be a very, very competitive league. The names I'm seeing and the people who are in the NNL, I'm particularly excited for Lagos as, the ecosystem, football ecosystem in Lagos. Sporting Lagos is on board. We have Van Dresser. We have teams like, is it 5 or 6 teams in Lagos now, all playing for position. At the end of the day, we know that very few of them will come up. But what it does is that the focus is on these cities and these clubs. If I move back to the slot slot was taken over by senators. The NNL is an exciting league, but we have to put structures to really support the league and ensure that global best practices is the NPFL. Yeah, you can say what you like about the NPFL, but when you look at the way the NPFL is run, it's something that the focus is on them week in, week out. We not only get updates, whatever infractions there are, it is followed up. Punishment meted out. We don't want a situation where one club, every day there's a fight in the games involving you, and at the end of the day, you are awarded 3 points and 3 goals. We know all of this, so we don't want the NNL to go that way today.
All right. The one game was, it started today, the game between Van Dresser and Ben Insurance. Austin, you monitored that game. We were at the stadium. It ended goalless. Did you see fireworks when it all started?
It was good packaging, and that's what Van Dresser brings, is the good branding of the stadium. There was also the VIP lounge where, personalities go to just relax. The football was beautiful. Some fans actually turned up for it. I was super excited that the NNL is giving us all of these balls and we're talking about it. And at that level, that's where we can start thinking of development, because that's where the teams get promoted into the NPFL. We'll come back to it in Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Let's go on this quick break now. When we come back, I'm sure Chelsea fans can't wait to hear us talk about what their team can do at the Club World Cup. We'll talk about it. Don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back, Sports Tonight, on your award-winning, sports-loving Channels Television. You can be part of the program. We're talking about the Nigeria Professional Football. The Nigeria Professional Football League, yes, we talked about it, and now it's the NNL. I will always remind you that it's the most important league in Nigeria. Do you want to be part of the show? Talk to us on Twitter or channels_sports, or you can send us an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. Alfred Okoligwe is with us. Alfred, the game between Van Dresa and Bendel Insurance ended goalless. I was there at the stadium, saw a little bit of the action. It was competitive. The teams came all out to show us that they can play football. And at the NNL level, since it's all about promotion, we're hoping to see good football this season.
Yes, excited that the league has kicked off for Bendel Insurance. And when it comes to one of the traditional teams in Nigeria, you always mention Bendel Insurance. They came so close last season. I like the way they went about it. Van Dresa, of course, you know what you expect. Champions of the Cup in Lagos. It must be said, their first trophy. And you know what they bring to the table. The setup in Van Dresa is something that I think other clubs should just look at and see how well it can be replicated, in other clubs, in the kind of setting that they bring. I mean, football, it just shows that football is private sector driven. The kind of results, the kind of things that you see that will enhance all of this. Let's not deceive ourselves. Sometimes the government teams, yes, that's what we have in this climb. Perhaps maybe that's what has really delayed progress in that climb. We need private sector funding. We need private sector to come in. But the environment, right? Can they survive in this kind of environment is another question altogether. But in the NNL, I'm looking forward to some of the teams that you hear about: Asulu, Sinacho, New United. I mean, these are teams. Crown FC of Ogumosho. These are teams that can hold their own anywhere. So it has started, and I think those who have been entrusted with the responsibility of organizing the league should be a good league, monitoring different layers of supervision, so that at the end of the day, those who emerge from this league or those who qualify for the playoffs are the best from each of the groups that we have. But it just shows that the football ecosystem is growing. It calls for support, where the support will come from the private sector. We understand the kind of challenging economy that we've had ourselves. But even at that, I expect that some of one or two corporates can actually look at what is happening and for the benefit of the youths of this country, put their money where their mouth is. We talk of restiveness, having a very conducive environment to do our business. I mean, if you don't engage the youth, or you don't have a way of flying back and taking care of the youth, how do you take care of these talents that we have all over the place? Take care of them, the earnings, the economy of football in itself. That woman who sells gala, pure water, the rest of them. The football is not it's not what we have on the pitch. There is also the economy of football. Hoteliers. I wanted to make reservation for some guys coming in from Abuja today. And the hotel somewhere in Sule, they said, no, we are fully booked. We don't have space. So, I mean, that is what it brings. So let's support this league. Let's support our football. Let's support our sport. It will be to the benefit of everybody.
True. So that's it. The NNL successfully kicked off. We'll monitor it. Officiating was a little bit of some problems last season. Hooliganism here and there. We just hope that this season will be drama-free, Cecilia.
Yeah, it will be drama-free. Let's just quickly take a look at some of the games for this weekend. I mean, there's so many games to look forward to in the NNL. You have from Group A1, the FWC champions and Oya Sports, Abuja City and Mighty Jets. You have EFCC and Zamfara Air Academy Warriors and Sokoto United, ABS and Yobe Desert Stars. That's from Group A1. And in Group A2, you have Mulo Falashi and Road Safety, NAF Rockets and KB United, DMD also in action, Green Berets and Damawa and Jigal Golden Stars and JM Liberty also in action. In B1, Vendreza, and of course that's just, we've taken that out already, Kurudu and Jan Brila. You have Gateway United and Campus, you have Oshu United and Ekiti, Abeokuta, and of course Ibom User all, and of course Godoski and JATT in Group B1. I mean, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. Okay, before we wrap it up, let's just quickly, B2, you have Sporting Lagos and go round. I mean, Port Harcourt guys are coming to Lagos. I think this is what everyone wants to go and watch on Sunday. You have Ijebu United and Calabar Rovers, Sinojo of all eyes, and Bayelsa United will be in action. Inewu United and Crown, Warrior Wolves and Abia Comets complete the games for this weekend match day 1 of the National League. Also, you have Rocket and Apes Ukraine. Okay,
Yeah.
can we quickly touch down on Chelsea will be playing Palmeiras in the final on Saturday, but then we don't have time for that. Really, we have to leave this studio. I mean, Alfred, quickly, I want to thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Alfred.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Really excited to be here.
All right. Okay, Austin, yeah.
I think it was a good show, Cecilia.
Yeah.
Good to do this with you.
Yeah, the next time I'm going to be talking to you, where will you be?
I'll keep that to my chest. I told you the other time I'll be in Lagos, and I'm in Lagos now. So let me keep the next location.
I know. From the studio right there. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Do have a good night's rest and a fantastic weekend.
It was a beautiful show. Thank you so much for your time. For the team, I'm Austin Ukonakpan. In everything you do, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.